Alright, so what's up guys, it's Matterz. We're going to be talking about all about wonder weapons regarding the Black Ops 3 Zombies DLC 4 Revelations new Zombies map coming on September 6th, Tuesday. It's going to be freaking insane, and I've made a couple of videos already talking about wonder weapons from leaked information, from just different teasers, and from everything. We've been talking about wonder weapons. What are we going to see within this DLC? And people have brought up the question, what if we see multiple in even maybe every single wonder weapon within this new Revelations map? And it also would make sense. Like, Revelations is a map where all these universes are coming together into one map, this the center of the universe basically, and all these different things from each map, Mob of the Dead, Kino, Shangri-La, they're all coming together. So what if we saw a wonder weapon or an item from each of these maps? And it just would make sense. It's not like they're just throwing wonder weapons into this game. It literally makes sense with the storyline to have multiple, if not all, of the wonder weapons within this game. And again, we're going to be looking at the gameplay trailer. We're going to be looking at a new poster released today, hinting at a bunch of different stuff regarding the Thundergun within Revelations, the Hell's Retriever, which is not necessarily a wonder weapon, but it's sort of like a wonder sort of tactical type weapon there, a wonder specialist based thing. It's basically a wonder weapon to some extent. And then obviously also the Origin staffs and all of that insane stuff that we've been talking about. And the Origin staffs, again, they're in a pretty weird form within the trailer as well, and they're also seen obviously from the Kino room. We'll be looking at the image, and down the community video as well, actually comparing it to one of the panels on the Horizon Rock Remastered section. And we're gonna be looking at just so much stuff regarding all of these wonder weapons. And again, we'll relate it back to the fact that this is very, very possible because of just the universe and the map in general. So a lot of stuff to go through, a lot of different gameplay images to actually look at within this video. So if you can leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let's just go for a random like goal. 555. Last video, our like goal was like 500. We hit it with 654 likes. So thank you guys so much for that. Obviously, today's like goal, 555. I don't know why I picked 555. Let's just go with it, man. So anyway, let's get started here. I want to start off here with sort of like the non-one. Like I said, it's not really like an official wonder weapon, but it really does count as a wonder weapon. It's something so sick. Everyone wants it back. Here's an image up on screen. I'll leave credit within the description to Minuteman Gaming. I'm pretty sure his name is. I haven't really like talked about this before. I really wanted to make this just straight for wonder weapon, so I had to throw in the Hell's Retriever here. So obviously, shout to him. Link in the description to his channel. Obviously, this is his image from his video. He has a nice little arrow here. So I was like, you know what? Why not? You can see on screen. Maybe I'll zoom in a bit, but you can clearly see it's the Hell's Retriever. You have sort of the axe at the top with the fire at the top part, and then you have the streak of fire as if it was just thrown or something. I have a couple different theories regarding this because you see this being thrown, but the characters are alongside of it. So either you have one of the characters all the way behind Retreiver and these two other guys right here, or this is actually being thrown by someone else. So if there's some crazy sick world where maybe they bring back the Hell's Retriever, but we can't actually use it, like the Hell's Retriever from Mob of the Dead, we can't actually use it, because from the image here, it looks like the Hell's Retriever would be thrown a different way. This Hell's Retriever here, it looks like it's being thrown by potentially a boss zombie, and that would be very interesting, because obviously the Panzer within Horizon Rock, he throws sort of these shock charges at us, and obviously a shock charge used to be a lethal, or tactical, whatever it is, within Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, whatever. So what if it's just another boss zombie actually throwing this lethal tactical with us or at us, and we can't actually use it? So again, there's a possibility that that is the case, but I think, why would they do that, man? They would bring that back and just not make us like be able to use it. That just makes no sense. Again, leave a comment below what you think about that. I just think there's no way they would do that. But from the image here, it looks like they're not throwing it. It's a boss zombie or something throwing it. I have no clue. Maybe it's just a character behind them. We don't know yet. And again, this goes back to the question as well. Within Black Ops 3 terms, this would be a specialist weapon. Obviously, they're not going to have a specialist weapon and this within the game. We already saw the Ragnaroks within the Revelations trailer. So does that mean not only we're going to have multiple wonder weapons, but we're also going to have multiple specialist weapons as well? That'd be very interesting. Again, or maybe we have the right D-pad Ragnaroks and the left D-pad the Hell's Retriever, or upgrading it the Hell's Redeemer. Hopefully that would be insane as well to have this within the map. So again, so many possibilities of what we can see. I want to move on here. Let me know what you guys think about that. To the about the Hell's Retriever and what the whole deal is with the boss zombie and the two specialist weapons. How many specialist weapons do you think will be in the map? I don't know. It's just too much stuff to go over there. I really want to go to the wonder weapons now, and we'll start off here obviously with the Thundergun. So this is from the poster that we saw today. And obviously, it's a pretty interesting poster because if you zoom in, I'm pretty sure Dempsey's holding it. It looks to be the Thundergun. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, it could be a DLC weapon or some sort of random device that he's holding. But think about it, guys. If they put something that similarly looking to the Thundergun within this official poster for Revelations, and they expect people to think like, oh no, that's just a new sort of Revelations device or wonder weapon. That's not the Thundergun. Like, guys, it's the Thundergun. You can look at it. It's so similar. I'm not confirming that it is, but it really looks like it to be. And it makes sense as well with the universe coming together, especially with the Kino portion. Obviously, Kino, Thundergun is the huge revelation. I don't know why I was gonna say revelation there as an actual word to use it, but it's a huge connection there. Having a Thundergun within Kino just makes sense, and for the map it would be a huge thing to actually have. And again, goes back to the point, multiple wonder weapons. We've already seen the Apartheid Servant. We've seen now the Thundergun leaked, or not really leaked, but teased within this image here. Obviously, relating back to the Kino portion, doesn't really matter. We'll probably be able to use it throughout the whole map anyway. How is this going to work? Is each player going to get their own wonder weapon? The reason why I keep on mentioning Kino and the Thundergun is because I was saying that maybe you have to acquire these wonder weapons in these specific parts of the map. You have to do a certain Easter egg. So let's say you go into the Kino room. Obviously, the Thundergun would be with Kino. You go into the Kino room, you do certain steps, you have to get something done, a challenge or a bunch of stuff, and then you can unlock the Thundergun for that part. And then you go to the Mob of the Dead, let's say, and you could complete a sort of Easter egg and do something there, whatever the challenge is, and then you unlock the Hell's Retriever. And you go to these specific maps and you complete certain stuff to get their sort of wonder weapon. Universes bleeding together, everything coming together. It makes sense. You're seeing all these wonder weapons being teased, and it just would be so sick for that to be the case. And why else would they have it within the poster? Obviously, it's going to be usable. They're not just going to be putting it in the poster and then they're just going to be like, oh yeah, the Thundergun's in the poster, but you guys can't actually use it. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's insane. Hopefully, I'm expecting there to be 4 wonder weapons, 1 for each player, but each wonder weapon will be drastically different. Obviously, like the Apartheid Servant, the Thundergun, and now let's talk about the Origin Staffs, which would be really weird because, again, the Origin Staffs, there are 4 of them. So how would that work? Now, within the image here, and I'll show you a quick little thing, it is very possible that we may only see 2 of them, and that would make sense with the 4 wonder weapons that I was just talking about here. So if you look on screen, this is the part where we see these staves, and they're in the Kino room, and they're not the actual like real life staves. They're sort of like cardboard cutouts of the staffs, which it really makes no sense. It'll probably mean a lot more once we actually get to the game. Again, Jason Blundell, he originally said back when they did an interview with Mr. JD, he was like, okay, yeah, the staffs will return. Now, obviously, we see what he means here, the staffs being returned within Kino, but they're cardboard cutouts. I'm very sure that those are going to be transformed into real-life staffs, or we're going to have to get a piece from the cardboard cutout to actually create the actual real-life staff within the game. And again, this makes sense because within this image here, you can really only see 2 of these staffs pointing out. 2 staffs there, so two players down with 2 staffs, 1 player with the Apartheid Servant, that's 3, and then the last player with the Thundergun, that's 4. And those could be the 4 wonder weapons, obviously, for Revelations. Most of those being brought back, obviously. But again, that's the whole point of Revelations. The universe is coming together. I know a lot of people were saying with Revelations, like, oh, it's recycled content, blah, blah. And I do think maybe they're going to have a lot of new stuff, a lot of new features. But I think that wonder weapon setup in general would make so much sense for the game. And there's something else we'll talk about as well. Now, this is sort of sidetracking. It's still about the Origin Staffs, and it's something that Mr. JD actually pointed out. So again, I'm going to put an image up on screen from his video. It's also on Reddit as well. Basically, you have this panel during the trailer, at the Horizon Direct Remastered portion of the trailer, you have this panel on the wall. And it has sort of these keeper symbols. I'm pretty sure it's not Thundergun. People were saying in my stream a few days ago that it's keeper symbols. And then you see in the middle. And the middle is very interesting. And people were saying that, oh, this could be the staffs. But in this image here, it goes against what I was saying with the 2 staffs being playable. So 2 staffs, Thundergun, and the Apartheid Servant with 4 wonder weapons. What Dalek saying, and a bunch of people on Reddit were saying that these could actually be the 4 staffs here, the actual sort of icon for these 4 staffs. And if you look at a comparison, I've been showing the image up on screen, it looks very similar to these 4 staffs. I'm not so sure what that means. I'm not so sure if the panel will play a part into getting these staffs, acquiring them, using them for the players. But then how would you get the Apartheid Servant? Obviously, the Apartheid Servant is the confirmed wonder weapon, and at least 1 wonder weapon we're getting for this map. So are there going to be 5 wonder weapons then? 4 staffs, and then a 5th Apartheid Servant? But what about the Thundergun? Then you have 6 wonder weapons. Like, I feel like that's going a bit too excessive with the wonder weapons, and although I do think a lot of the wonder weapons will return, I just don't think that makes sense really. And people on Reddit were actually pointing out that those actually look like the little gate warners, and if you look very closely, obviously at the panel, which is the real life thing from the gameplay trailer, not like the one that he made, like the diagram on the right side of the screen. If you look to the left, they actually look like little mini gate worms in the middle, and it could make sense as well, relating back to the Keeper and the Polygon language and all of that insane stuff. It's in a Polygon based map, so it could be little gate worm things, obviously from Shadows of Evil, those little icons. But again, you never know what they're gonna do. Obviously, that was just something I had to throw in there because it's another teaser for the Origin staffs. But at the same rate, it could just be little gate worms. But we already saw those staffs within the Kino thing, so it's not disproving staffs, it's just disproving the fact that we will see 4 staffs. I just don't think that's the case. I think we'll see at least 2. Obviously, the 2 that we saw within that sort of Kino section of this trailer. One last thing here, again, just to show you guys the Polygon Servant clip. That's obviously the confirmed wonder weapon that we're seeing for this map, and that will play a huge part into what we're going to do for this map. Again, it being upgradable is going to be a huge deal as well. We've been talking about that for months now, and ever since Shadows of Evil, it's been a huge part of the community, and obviously it's sort of died down now, but people still really want to use this wonder weapon and get it upgraded. I just think that would be so sick to really see, and I think it's definitely going to be upgradable within this game very surely. It's probably going to be a pretty hard Easter egg to actually do it, but I think it'll be pretty sick. But really, that's it with the wonder weapons. Right now, there's a lot of really hype behind this map, and there's a lot of hate as well. So we're gonna see what happens, man. I think it's really sick. I don't really care. Like, they're gonna have new features, they're gonna have new stuff. But I think seeing the Thundergun back, seeing the stabs back, seeing the Polygon Servant even, like, it's gonna be freaking crazy. The Hell's Retriever as well, even though it's not like a real wonder weapon, it's still freaking sick. It's just gonna be so insane to use these wonder weapons, use these things within this map, regardless of what happens, you know. So, you know, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think. Was there enough evidence for these wonder weapons returning, or do you still think that, like, no, maybe they're just, like, trolling us? Like, Treyarch has trolled us time and time again, but I feel like for the last map, the last Zombies map in all of Treyarch's 8 to 10 year even storyline with, you know, Call of Duty Zombies, where they're ending it off here, they're closing off the storyline, to not have these wonder weapons and just to only have the Polygon Servant and to not have the Thundergun, which is really iconic, to not have the Origin stats, which is even more iconic, it's just insane, would be really a bummer. And I think that would be a huge deal, like, if they actually put it in and just everyone's able to use it. Like, it's gonna be so crazy. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think these wonder weapons are gonna return, and what wonder weapon do you think is, like, most likely to return? Obviously besides the Polygon Servant, but you know, the Hell's Retriever, the Thundergun, or the stabs. What do you think? Like, you would be like, okay, they're definitely gonna return that. Like, it doesn't really matter like what they do, it's definitely gonna return. They'll bring that back. It's not that really hard, it makes sense, blah blah blah. The only thing with the stabs is, like, it would only have to be 2 or maybe even 1. Thundergun, I think definitely possible. Hell's Retriever, I mean, Hell's Retriever, I don't know. It's because it interferes with the Ragnarok. A bunch of random stuff, a bunch of conflicts between these weapons. So right now, I think the Thundergun is the most possible to actually see within this map. Other than that, we'll just have to see. But regardless, the hype is real, man. The hype is real. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. See you guys later.